Good afternoon, colleagues. Today we will discuss a very important topic, namely law and business law. This material will explain what law is, why the law is needed, and how it is applied in the business world. Let's start the discussion with the understanding of the law. Law is a collection of rules made by the authorities to regulate people's behavior. The law is coercive, meaning that everyone is obliged to obey it, and there are sanctions for those who violate it. The characteristics of the law include orders, prohibitions, and sanction provisions. For example, criminal law prohibits criminal acts, while civil law regulates the relationship between individuals. Law is present to maintain order and justice in community life. Law has a very important function in community life, namely, 1. Protecting the rights and interests of the community. The law ensures that every individual has a protected right. For example, the law provides protection against infringement of intellectual property rights. 2. Managing social relationships. The law creates guidelines for people to coexist without conflict. 3. Provide legal certainty. The law explains which actions are allowed and which are not. This is important to prevent abuse of authority. 4. Resolve the dispute. When a conflict occurs, the law provides a fair settlement mechanism, such as through a court or arbitration. These functions show how law becomes the basis of an organized life. Business law is a part of the law that regulates all aspects of business activities. This includes rules about agreements, companies, consumer protection, to employment relations. The purpose of business law is to create legal certainty for business actors. With clear rules, business actors can run their business without worrying about breaking the law. The purpose of business law is to create legal certainty for business actors. In carrying out business law, there are several principles that must be considered, namely, 1. The principle of freedom of contract. 2. The principle of legal certainty. 3. The principle of justice. To understand further, let's take a look at some examples of business law applications in real life. 1. Contract violation case. For example, a company fails to deliver goods according to the schedule in the contract. The aggrieved party can demand compensation based on civil law. 2. Consumer protection case. Another example is the sale of products that do not meet safety standards. Consumers can file a lawsuit based on the Consumer Protection Act. 3. Corporate legal case. For example, a company that does not pay taxes can be subject to administrative or criminal sanctions. From these cases, it can be seen that business law aims to maintain justice and reduce the risk of conflict. However, the application of business law in the field is not always easy. Some of the challenges that are often faced are 1. Lack of understanding of business actors towards the law. Many business actors do not understand the applicable laws, so they are at risk of breaking the rules. 2. Complex regulations. Regulations that are too complicated often make it difficult for business actors, especially small and medium businesses. 3. Weak law enforcement. In some cases, violations of the law are not strictly actioned, thus harming the law-abiding parties. To overcome this challenge, there is a need for legal education and improvements in the law enforcement system in Indonesia. That's my presentation. Thank you for your attention, colleagues.